Literally right next to my daughter in football.
Oh, really?
She couldn't get out. She was, well,
Oh, that mass.
I'll bring the meeting to order. If you please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I think before we start, I'd like to just observe a moment of silence in remembrance of Mary Lichty. She was a long-time resident of Luna Pier long before Luna Pier was a city. She worked for the city in various capacities on different boards and commissions, worked with Mason Schools for years, and she'll be fondly remembered and very much missed. We just pause for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. We'll go to roll call.
Perry,
Here.
Meeting,
Here.
Wong,
Here.
Skatulski,
Here.
Osluper,
Here.
Wakeman,
Here.
Mayor Gardner.
Here. Thank you very much. Good to see a full house tonight. And a few members in the audience. I will point out to everybody we are recording this. We got the Samsung running up there, and we will post this to our City of Luna Pier YouTube channel. So everything you say will be on the upload, and we do not edit it. It's in its pure form.
We don't know how to edit.
Yeah, it's just not right when you're working with a public meeting to cut things out, because that really raises suspicions. I think there's one minor change on the agenda. It's Parks and Rec Tuesday, April 7th.
I updated the agenda for everyone here.
Oh, okay, all right. So with that, I think we're good. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda, items A through B as presented, and waive the reading.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Thank you. Bills and warrants. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve bills of warrant number 14257 paid in the amount of $19,290.42, along with bills of warrant number 14258 unpaid in the amount of $8,597.59. And finally, the Visa bill, excuse me, in the amount of $977.26 as presented, and waive the reading.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion on that or questions? Hearing none, we'll go to a roll call vote.
Wong,
Yes.
Skatulski,
Yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Osluper,
Yes.
Meeting,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Thank you very much. We don't have any presentations. I'll move on to the mayor's report. This last Friday, the fire department held their annual Firefighters Awards banquet, and several of our firefighters were recognized for their distinguished service with the Luna Pier Fire Department. Raymond Sorensen was awarded the most drills. Stephen Drotar, David Gardner for the most calls and drills, Terry Mueller for the most drills and for responding to the most fire calls. Also, he was awarded for his 30 years of distinguished service. The Chief's Award went to Chris Burchett for all she does for the fire department as a new firefighter. There was a special award, the greatest of all time, aka the GOAT Award, went to Rick Lichty for his distinguished service of 47 years. That's longer than anyone has ever served in the history of the Luna Pier Fire Department. Rick gives it his all. I really want to thank him for all of his service to our neighborhood with the firefighters, and really to thank all of them. Their dedication to the community is outstanding. They're the true heroes who are committed to not only responding to the emergencies, but spending countless hours preparing for effective emergency response that saves lives. We really owe it to them. Huge debt of gratitude to them. They really work hard. They're really committed. And again, for Rick Lichty, we're really sorry to hear of the passing of his mother this past week. I was informed this week we've been selected to receive a pavement surface evaluation rating, or PACER, kind of the topic of my report. Understand we had an incident on the way here, and that's never good. I'm sorry to hear that. This is awarded through SEMCOG per the application I put in late last year. SEMCOG will assign a vendor who will collect the street data analyzing the condition of each road, so that when we have enough money to start doing our repairs to those roads, that this will help us prioritize. This will help us possibly with funding to when we can quantify what our actual measurement of what road condition is. This is actually a requirement for larger cities. It's not a requirement for us. It's expensive. That's why we've never done it. We never spent, we already know how bad they are, but this will quantify it. So when we're making decisions, applying for funding, we can really put a number to that. Road improvement's a huge challenge. I hear about it at least once a week, probably more, especially this time of year. It's one of the hardest things that I have to solve as a mayor. I have plans for a lot of things. Roads are really the hardest. We are really looking better now than we have in past years. We're starting to get a little bit of funding. We are paying off our $430,532 loan we took to do the streetscape in Luna Pier. That'll be paid off in 2030. So what we're doing is we had to do something with that road. It was a safety concern with the curbs and everything. We had an older gentleman that fell one time, get out of his car, tripping over the broken curb. We realized we have to do something before somebody gets hurt in that. We had to take out a bond and then pay that with our road funding now. That really cuts into it. That's why it's been so hard to do something. The road funding is based on Act 51, which money goes to the state for gas tax, things like that, and then the state gives it to the municipalities. It's been some of the lowest funding in the nation, even among states who are in the Sun Belt, who don't really have the freeze-thaw. Michigan funding has been bad for years, and that's why Michigan's roads have the reputation they do. Now, the state has stepped up in their funding for local roads. They did U.S. routes for a couple of years. They did state routes for a couple of years. Now they're extending that money finally to some of the local roads. So this PACER, or pavement surface evaluation rating, will be good for that. I am working still with the engineering firms to see what it's going to take to pave Gagne Road. I was hoping to have something ready for tonight. It's not quite ready, but I hope to see that on the next at the next council meeting. We'll have something to act on with that. That's all I have. Any questions on that?
Sorry, act on the Act 51.
Yeah, yes. So, no pun intended. But yeah, our roads are bad, and it's what keeps me up at night, because it's the hardest problem to solve. The crews are out patching. They started on Harold Drive. They are still going down. The torrential rain we had put it on hold. You just can't patch through puddles like that. But they're working where they can and trying to get it done. Moving on to the department's reports. We don't have a police report or a fire department report. We'll get that on the next meeting. We do have a building report, a lot of work being done. I can say Mike is quite busy in the building department, reviewing plans, working with developers, out doing inspections. His work is really piling up. He's working tirelessly there, and I appreciate that. Committee reports. DDA, we did have a meeting. I don't have anything to report there. Dewey was not there. We are working on projects for the downtown district and working on making, trying to attract business to Luna Pier and reaching out to our local businesses to see how the DDA can help them. Parks and Rec, we have the 2/10, February 10th meeting minutes here. Anything you want to add, Diana?
I did not make the meeting this Tuesday, but I know we're changing the meeting for next month to the 7th.
Okay,
And then the biggest thing is the Easter Bunny with the fire department on March 28th.
okay. That's always a really fun event. I encourage everyone to go to that, even if you don't have kids or grandkids you can muster up to be there. It's a great event. Old business, nothing new on the Blight Committee Chair, part-time city administrator position. I understand that's still in progress, looking at that. Moving on to new business. Now we have a lot to cover. Use of reserve funds for the lighthouse bathroom repairs. I heard back from all of the potential contractors, the ones that turned in bids out of several that we reached out to. And the only one that changed was the Tanner Supply for the doors that we were aware of. The other two committed to the bids that they submitted. They said that is a good price if we want to move forward on that. I talked to Phil right after our meeting last week, or the last meeting, asked him about the procedure on how do we rescind a motion that was passed and offer a different motion. And we are allowed to do that. Phil looked it up. It goes by Robert's Rules of Order. So he looked it up, and I learned a lot from it. We can vote on a measure that we passed previously. We did not sign a contract with that company, so there's no problem there. We did not award that contract. We can rescind that motion. What happens is, once it's passed, it doesn't have to go back to the exact person who made the motion and the person who seconded the motion. That would be in discussion before you vote on it, and you want to make a change. You can offer the change, and then they can rescind the motion and then resubmit it and with a second on the new wording of that motion, and then vote on it. Once we vote on it, if it's in the agenda going into the meeting, then it takes a simple majority to pass the motion to rescind and then enter a new motion, whatever you decide to do from that. If it's not on the agenda, you still can do it. It just takes a 2/3 majority. So it's not as important of who made the motion, who supported it. It's if there's a majority there, and if it's on the agenda ahead of time, it takes a simple majority. It takes a 2/3 majority if it is brought up in discussion and a motion is made. Is that clear to everyone?
Yep.
It was a lesson learned in Robert's Rules of Order, so I appreciate Phil clarifying that for us. So that covers the A and B, which is the action item for B is rescind the motion for green improvements for the fire hall roof. That was $20,000 more than what we approved the first time. And then redecide on that, who we're gonna go with. Ordinance 251, moratorium on data center. As if we didn't need something more controversial to add to our agenda, Anytime you mention data center, that riles a lot of people up. It's very polarizing. It's very controversial. What we're doing tonight is, first of all, introducing a moratorium ordinance, not voting on it yet. The reason for that would be is looking at our zoning ordinance, we do allow what could be interpreted as data centers. We say a data processing facility, and we allow it in I-2 districts, heavy industrial, I-1, which is light industrial, or mixed use. Those may be conducive to some forms of data processing, but certainly not hyperscale operations. So that, and we don't put any kind of special use requirements. Knowing what we know today about data processing, data centers, and what we're learning, because laws are changing on it every day, more information's coming out every day. It was a recommendation of our building office to offer moratorium. And let me be clear, nobody has come to us about opening a data center in Pier. A lot of communities have been approached, and we have not. Nobody has come to us. I don't expect anybody to come to us because our property, we may or may not have property that's really conducive in their eyes. But I think it's important to have our zoning ordinance in place for the proper protections and proper use, maybe better definitions of data centers. Because one small operation that does some type of data processing could be just no impact, very little, no impact, no kind of coolers, no generators, none of that kind of thing, no water usage, no heavy water usage, anything like that. So we really need to work on our zoning ordinance. That takes time. It's better to be working on that, have things in place when somebody approaches you, than try to act after the fact. Any questions on that?
Yeah, I put in
Yes.
some recommendations as questions and at least one wording inclusion.
Yes. Yeah, and I agree with that. I don't have them in front of me right now, and the whole council doesn't have them right now. But I agree. I think one of your recommendations was data processing,
Defining,
defining data processing. And I agree with that. That
Right, you just-
we should define it as our zoning ordinance defines it. And we don't say data center in our zoning ordinance. We don't use that term. We do use data processing, though.
understood, but just to your point that you just made,
Yep.
those that could still be qualified as that, but not as the scale, and
Yes.
could be conducive to future business. You get it?
Yep. I totally agree with that. And I think we can introduce an ordinance in one meeting, but we cannot pass it at the same meeting. That's in our charter. It takes 2 meetings. You could introduce it at one meeting, and then you vote on it at the next meeting to pass it. And I think we can make those changes, submit it to our attorney, and have it approved so we know exactly what we're voting on next time. I would like to still
Okay.
introduce the reading of it and then work on those changes, which I think is, I would rather do that than delay it another time and then introduce it a second time.
Sure, that was
Because we do have time to work on it.
Yep, that was my question, was we can make modifications to that in the interim after the
Correct.
first reading.
Really, yeah, that is correct.
Good.
And that is really the reason for a first reading and a acting on a second meeting. That's all I have.
Mayor,
y-
on item A, use of reserve funds for the lighthouse bathroom repairs. Do we have a figure what we have in reserve funds?
Oh, great question. I almost forgot. Yes, Connie did get back with us. There are several accounts, and we could definitely cover this. We could easily cover this without draining our reserves.
Okay.
We've always,
I had the conversation as well.
yes, and Charlie also, we always put out what we think things are going to cost, and we do our best. And this is hats off to all of our employees. They really make the most of their funding. They don't spend it just to use it. And when they do that, we don't always use everything we budgeted for. And that's how the reserve builds up. I think we've built enough up just in that we can add this project and still be within budget.
And pay for the
And-
roof
and
of the
Connie-
fire hall?
Yes, both.
Okay,
Do
thank you.
both. And Connie is in agreement with that.
Yep.
Great question. I'm glad you asked that. Any other questions? Well, I will open up the floor. We'd like to hear your comments. it- The mic, the floor is open.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. Just state your name and where you live.
William Gardner. I was at the Lotus Maynard Apartments here. I can't name off the address, but I had to move out. I lived there for 1 year. And I had to move out because I proved that there's a mold issue there. Okay, and I got in a loophole when I was calling the 800 numbers. I was making up to 5 phone calls a day for a while. I would call Monroe, and Monroe would say it's City of Luna Pier's problem. City of Luna Pier would tell me it's Monroe's problem because it's HUD run. All right, I spent $100 yesterday to talk to my attorney, which I've been talking to an attorney quite a bit lately, which is $100 a shot. But it's your building, he says, it's your mold. The city owns the building, but yes, HUD does run the apartments. And you do have a mold problem. I'm not the only one that had health issues there and had to leave. And I'm gonna have the solid evidence of the doctor bills and stuff. All right, that's one of the things that I've talked to the attorney before. All right, all this, I've been carrying this around for like 5 years. Because 5 years ago, I had a situation where I had to put a PPO on a resident here in Luna Pier. All right. He tried to appeal it, which was not a successful appeal. All right, that is a lie. All right. And what happened was, it boiled down to, it was actually the longest cyber court thing like this in Monroe County. What it boiled down to, it was not a successful appeal. The judge said, you grown men leave each other alone. That was the final call. Them waiting outside the courthouse for me to leave is not leaving me alone. They showed up this is the same day we were in court. They showed up at my house before I even got out of my suit to get home from court. All right?
I'm sorry, who are they? When you say they?
I can't really mention their names.
No, I didn't mean specifically.
But the person that I put the PPO on.
Thank you.
Him and his wife.
Thank you.
Okay. It's a couple. When we had police officer Poe for a little bit, I would present him with this evidence. When he heard my name, he stood up and grabbed his gun and said, you were barred out of that post for life. You should be in jail. And this is after I already proved this in the court of law that I was not barred out of the post for life for any reason. Okay, much less for life, all right? I heard I'm on mental medication. I am not on mental medication. I've had a new resident, I've met 3 residents telling on this people. I've had a new resident here, right here, approach me and say, you don't seem crazy at all. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, yeah, this guy takes me for a ride, hunted you down, pointed you out, said you're on mental medication, you were barred out of the post for life, all these things. All right, and Corey claimed I pulled a pistol on him. I didn't own a pistol. Okay, it's all these lies that need to stop. All right, I'm trying to do all these good things for the city of Luna Pier. I'm one of the founders of the Waterfront Committee in '95, the FEP. I'm the one that came up with the idea to spray the dikes with the gunite. Now I have another idea to do dikes repair with the SPOM idea, because we have a washout underneath at the point drainage at your house I found a great way to fix that and the bridge down here. And I'm just saying the lies have got to stop. I've had police officers tell me that I should be in jail when I say it's the opposite.
Can I ask if there's any of the current police staff that are claiming that now?
Well, when I tried to
Sorry,
explain
just
it to
just
them-
that question first.
All right, what's the question?
Are you experiencing that with any of the current police staff now?
Not recent, not
Okay.
within the last year,
Okay.
but out in public, I've had somebody recently approach me and say, I didn't know it was you. I can't fight you. I mean, come on. You're trying to do physical damage on me now? I'm just saying the lies have got to stop. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? If not, I'll close the community input section of the meeting. Move on to council action. Item A, use of reserve funds for the lighthouse bathroom repairs. Do I have a motion?
Did anybody add it all up?
We didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in there.
31,
Yep, it's in the
729.
31,729 is for the stainless.
Change or
It's on the
no?
high.
And change?
Or is it 0, 0?
0, 0.
0.
Here's a hard copy.
Right, stainless steel. I'll make a motion to approve the use of reserve city funds for the lighthouse bathroom repairs in the amount of $31,729 even, as presented, and waive the reading.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? To clarify, that's with the stainless steel
Right.
dividers?
That's right,
Okay.
Which I think
Just
is
to
the way to
clarify
go.
to everyone else, we have three different options. We could save money and go with the steel that we had before that already rusted out. We could go with the plastic it's a hard plastic, it's very durable, but I have problems with it. It's easy to scratch. It's suspect of vandalism. I don't really like that. Stainless steel is the best, but it's most expensive. So just to clarify what we're doing here, it's stainless steel is more expensive, but I think it's in the long run it'll outlast everything else and be worth the investment. Any other comments? We'll do a roll call vote.
Harry,
Yes.
Osluper,
Yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Tulsky,
Yes.
Wong,
Yes.
Needham,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Thank you very much. Motion carried.
Can I get that back?
Sure.
Yep. Enter that into the record. Rescind motion for Green Improvements Fire Hall roof bid. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve rescinding the original motion for Green Improvements Fire Hall roof bid as presented, and waive the reading.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? Again, I'll clarify, the original bid did not meet code. We brought that to the attention of the contractor and they said it would be $20,000 more, which put the bid as the highest one we got. So that's
I guess
why
the
we're
other,
rescinding.
I guess the other learning moment there is that if we did have a question like Counselor Huang had, that we
Yes.
could have put that in as a qualifier to the original motion,
Yes,
provided that
Yes.
kind of thing, so that
Yep.
that question could be answered, and then we wouldn't have had to run through this. It would have automatically died.
very much a
so-
learning. Yep,
That's probably more, just as equal a learning and learning experience as what you learned
yep. With the
on this
Roberts-
procedure here.
Correct. Yep, very well noted. Lesson learned on that. Any other discussion? We'll do a roll call vote.
Harry,
Yes.
Skatulski,
Yes.
Needham,
Yes.
Osluper,
Yes.
Wong,
Yes.
Wakeman.
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes, thank you very much. Motion carried. Fire hall roof repair, do I have a motion?
I'd like to make sure that the construction-aware fire staff agree with this as well?
They do, very much.
Just getting you to say it out loud, I knew that,
Yes,
but.
yep. Very much. The chief, yes, this is the one that they agreed, that Frank, our resident expert, agrees this company is a solid company.
Yep.
They're good with it.
Great. Then I'll make a motion to approve the Holt Roofing Company bid in the amount of $72,899 even to repair the fire hall roof as presented and waive the reading.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? We'll do,
I'm not sure I really saw, well, there were qualifiers to, I get it, that when they do a roof repair, that they could be uncovering something that they weren't aware of because they couldn't see it and that. And yet these are basically bids not to exceed. I wasn't aware of what Holt was really saying if they encountered anything like that.
they wrote in a contingency in their bid for some repair. So they're anticipating uncovering some things, and they gave it their best guess
Yep, I
of what
see
they're
it.
gonna uncover.
Yep, I see it. Thank you.
Any other discussion? We'll do a roll call vote.
Huang,
Yes.
Osliper,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Stafilski,
Yes.
Needham,
Yes.
Wakeman.
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes, thank you very much. Motion carried. Or, item D, ordinance 251, moratorium on data centers, first reading. This is for the reading only, or
Do we-
introduction.
Do we need to say anything about, do I need to say anything different than what's written here at this time? That's all I'm
I
asking.
think it's,
Like subject to change verbiage?
I'll let you introduce it. It's probably a good idea and review any possible changes or wording like that. But we will definitely have to discuss all that and show it all before we pass this motion. We're introducing it as it stands right now. And you always ask the hard questions.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure
It's a
that
very good question.
I want to make sure that we can make
Yep.
any appropriate changes.
I
But
do.
if you have to mention that in the motion, I
let
don't
me-
want to leave it out and deny us that.
Let me put it this
ability.
way.
Mention it.
We can mention it, we can do a first reading. If we have to modify it and then reintroduce it, we will do that, and we'll be delayed a week. If we table it, then we rewrite it and we reintroduce it at next meeting, not next week, but next meeting. So either way, the same outcome, and we will know from our attorney before the next meeting
Yeah.
exactly what we're voting on. Those are my thoughts on it. So if you want to add some carefully worded,
Yeah, I'm giving it some thought here,
yeah,
unless
That's a very
somebody
good
else wants
question.
to.
but it is my understanding that that's why you do a first reading, so that everybody has a chance, and you have a chance to hear public input and things, so you can make minor changes.
I guess the other question is, even though I don't know what I'm going to say yet, should we be saying data processing center in the motion over what it's reading now?
I think that would be wise.
Well, it says data centers in here.
Yeah, but
It says data centers,
But the
but
but
ours
our,
says data
moratorium.
processing and.
our, yes, our
Say data processing.
zoning ordinance doesn't say data processing, or data centers, it says data processing. It doesn't mention just data centers.
It feels like the conversation is around data processing. The moratorium would apply to a data processing
Right,
facility,
and
not a data center
Yeah,
facility.
and
Otherwise,
our-
a moratorium would be frivolous.
our attorney agrees that
Just clarifying.
the term data processing applies to data centers. So that's why it's written the way it is. So I'm gonna leave the motion up to you. Whew. Put the pressure on, Mayor Pro Tem.
Dump it right back. Table it. That's the easy way out, isn't it?
Yeah, it would, yeah.
We'll give it a shot. I'd like to propose a motion to approve ordinance 251 moratorium on data processing center ordinance. First reading as presented, and waive this reading. And also, since it is the first reading, allow for any clarifications that may be in order as of the second reading.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? The way you worded that, I know that we are allowed to make minor clarification changes. We can't change the
Purpose.
the purpose of it,
intent,
but we
right.
can make, like, add of in there where it's missing. It's actually a typo that we're correcting. Those are perfectly, I know those are allowed. Any other discussion? We'll do a roll call vote.
Wong,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Kutulski,
Yes.
Keating,
Yes.
Osluper,
Yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Thank you very much. Motion for the first reading is carried. That's all we have for council action tonight. Council input and information. I'll start. Councilor Wong.
None at this time, thank you.
Councilor Skatulski.
I just want to say my husband and I attended the Fireman's Award banquet, and it was an honor to give our firefighters and first responders the recognition they deserved. It was a very nice evening.
It was. And again, Chris Burchett, thank you for
Yes. Yeah, she's
she
well
put together.
deserving.
She did a lot of organizing. She's been
But it was a great night.
through all that she's been through lately, and she still went
She
through.
always
and
steps up.
She always steps up. Great person.
We'll look into the camera. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
Councilor Bosluper.
I would just like to, I guess, say thank you to Connie Cole. That woman does so much for our
Yes.
city, and she's always there, and she's always on. I think we would fall apart without her. She's just
So-
one of the best things we have.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank you, Connie.
And she does watch. So as soon as I upload it, I know she will watch this. So, yeah, I agree.
Wholeheartedly.
Yes,
Councilor-
I'm good, thank you.
Councilor-
The only thing I really have here is that I noticed that there is a 2026 State of the Western Lake Erie Basin Conference in June. I don't know if there's a cost to that because I can't get past the pre-registration to see if there is, but just bringing it up for interest, it might be something to have some representation to be able to bring back to everyone.
Okay, is that the one that's in Adrian?
It is
Okay, yep.
June 23rd,
I had that as a place.
and it's an
Hold on.
all-day event, 8:30 a.m. to 6.
Okay, yeah, well, let's look into that, because I agree. What happens all around the lake that doesn't affect the people who
Oh, there it is.
do things like that?
I see it. It's $70. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes, I think we should consider that, because a lot of people that have huge input into Lake Erie quality and nutrient loading aren't affected by that nutrient loading, and we are. That's what makes the algae that washes up on our beach, increases the cost of our water treatment, our drinking water treatment. It increases the cost of our sewage treatment, because what we're putting into the water is significantly cleaner than what other people are allowed to put in there. And it costs us a lot of money to treat it, to get it that clean. And I'm all for getting it clean, but I don't want it to be undone by other irresponsible
Especially when we have the smallest piece of real estate of Lake Erie.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah, so definitely, any advocacy here, and that group has done, they've made great progress, and they are lowering the nutrient loading into the lake, so I think that's well worth the investment.
That's it.
Councilor Need.
I'm good.
All right. With that, the spring newsletter went out this week. I will point out that We added some information. I want to clarify that there is a countywide millage, and we added information about it. We're not going one way or another. It's not legal for us to advocate for it or fight against it. We're just putting information out there so people can make an informed decision on that. We thought that was worth putting into our newsletter. We like an informed community. Candidate packets are available at City Hall. They're due on April 21st. Easter egg hunt, March 28th, 12 noon at Fire Hall. That's a Saturday. Flood erosion, Tuesday, March 17th, 7 p.m. here at Water Tower Park. Planning, March 24th at 6 p.m. at Water Tower Park. DDA, Tuesday, March 24th, 7 p.m. at Lunar Pier Lighthouse. There may be a change there. We'll look and see if there's a conflict. Tuesday is really tough, meeting at 6 o'clock and then getting down to another meeting at 7. City Council, Thursday, March 26th, 7 p.m. at Water Tower Park. Parks and Rec, Tuesday, April 7th at 7 p.m. at the Lunar Pier Library. That's all I have. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion, support, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Gee, wasn't that exciting?